To you, it's the third round of these direct talks that the U.S. is participating in with the Ukrainians and the Russians today.
Yeah, Ali, I mean, the short answer is not much, at least as far as we know. So the talks did go into a second day, but the talks today only went on for about 2 hours. And so there's a sense that that could indicate that not much progress was made. We know they did meet in a trilateral format. So it was the U.S., Russia, and Ukraine all coming together in the same room face to face with the U.S. mediating. But in terms of what was actually said, neither side is really offering much detail. So the Ukrainian President Zelensky did say that negotiations were difficult. He said they had agreed on the technical issues, but that when it comes to the political side of anything, they first want security guarantees. What they want to avoid is giving Russia a chance to essentially regroup and come back for them later. And I will say that's also very much in line with what we're hearing from the Europeans. Our European sources have told us time and time again that they're worried about either no deal in Ukraine or a bad deal in Ukraine, which could essentially embolden Russia to come for them next.
And of course, Mark, if it sounds familiar to
nationalist has gone out of his way to justify Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So certainly not good news. It feels like when he's part of negotiations, it's because the Russians want to present a more kind of ideological line. He didn't take questions from reporters yesterday. I will say we did run into him in a hotel lobby last night with the rest of the Russian delegation. We obviously couldn't get anywhere close to him. But yes, not good news for Ukraine that he's back to leading the Russian delegation.
Yeah, doing the work, not even taking a break at dinner time, Ines.
Cuetara is in Geneva, where those talks took place.
Yeah, Alex, I mean, it sounds like lots of things still need to be resolved. It sounds like they haven't actually made all that much progress when it comes to Iran. So those talks taking place yesterday at the Omani ambassador's residence, they went on for about 3.5 hours. It was the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, the special envoy, Steve Witkoff, just the amount of progress that had been made. So the Iranians really tried to put a positive spin on things. They talked about how they had reached a general guiding set of principles and that there could be further talks in the coming weeks. But the Americans were a little bit more cautious. I'll let you listen to what Vice President J.D. Vance had to say. And a U.S. official telling MS Now that there is still a lot of work to be done. They have essentially given the Iranians 2 weeks to come back to them with more details regarding their proposals. Worth pointing out that as these talks were ongoing, the Ayatollah in Iran put out some really defiant language, basically threatening the U.S. military, talking about potentially sinking U.S. warships in the region. And we know the U.S., of course, has maintained maximum military pressure on Iran by sending its armada to the Middle East, that second U.S. aircraft carrier on the way as well. So it's inclining to meet in the same room face to face. The talks that happened yesterday were indirect talks mediated by the Omani foreign minister.
Yeah, clearly there's a ways to go yet. Ines De La Cuetara.